Hello everybody, this is RBR Short Films 13, aka Ryan, and today I'm doing a video I've been wanting to make for a long time, which is a reaction video to Spider-Man No Way Home, Tom Holland's Spider-Man 3, if you look at it. Um, I'm really excited for this movie, not so much for, and nothing against Tom Holland's Spider-Man. I still think he was the best in Civil War. His introduction, that whole airport sequence in Civil War when he first was fighting with the Avengers, that was, my theater went crazy. I'll never forget that. And that's definitely one of my favorite cinematic experiences. But my heart for Spider-Man in terms of the movies is the Sam Raimi films. I grew up with those, and Spider-Man 2 was one of my favorite. Well, at the time, it was my favorite superhero film. Back in 2004, this came out, and I remember playing the video game, and Tobey Maguire did the voice of that, and I thought that was cool because not many actors from movies will narrate video games based off of movies. So I thought that was wowing, and the Spider-Man 2 video game should have just been Spider-Man 3, my opinion, because that introduced Black Cat and Shocker. Well, Shocker was in the first Spider-Man game, and Mysterio, and I love the interpretation of Mysterio in that Spider-Man 2 video game because he was a villain, and he was psychological, and it was just the way Mysterio is, and I thought that time of Spider-Man, the 2000s, and Sam Raimi films, except for Spider-Man 3. We're excluding Spider-Man 3 here, okay? Spider-Man 3 never happened. Um, Incredible time for as a Spider-Man fan. I remember wanting to be Spider-Man as a kid. I remember wanting to just be up in the air in the Spider-Man suit. Like, that's what those movies are. That's how you should feel watching these films. And I thought Spider-Man 2, the original Spider-Man 2, to me, it's one of the greatest films ever, and it's one of the greatest superhero films. It is a near flawless movie. It's got its moments. You know, I mean, it's the movie came out in 2004. Some things they don't hold up, but overall, it's groundbreaking movie to me. Now, Andrew Garfield was a groundbreaking Spider-Man. I just don't think his movies were groundbreaking. Now, the last 10-20 minutes of Amazing Spider-Man 2 was phenomenal. That whole ending, I don't want to spoil it if anybody's ever seen Amazing Spider-Man. If nobody has seen Amazing Spider-Man 2, I don't want to spoil it, but that third act was the best of both of those movies, the Amazing Spider-Man films. And that's when I saw potential in Andrew Garfield as Spider-Man. And I hear that with Spider-Man No Way Home, they're going into the multiverse. So they're going into the timeline of Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man, the timeline of Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man, and the timeline of Tom Holland's Spider-Man. Now, I certainly hope, because this stuff has been revealed online for a long time, and I know that the multiverse is being opened. There's a Doctor Strange movie coming out that's all about the multiverse. So I'm excited for that. I'm excited that DC's doing that too. And it's about time that both Marvel and DC explore the multiverse and the what ifs and those parts of the comics that we haven't gotten yet. And it's really exciting because the whole different different timelines and different worlds and the what ifs were always my favorite parts of Marvel and DC. So I'm glad we're finally getting it. And I don't mean to talk too long with this video, but I wanted to quickly talk about my love for the character, the world, and my opinion on the franchise. I do believe Tom Holland, even though his Civil War and Infinity War and Endgame were all great, I don't think his own personal Spider-Man movies have been good at all. Homecoming and the one after was not. I wasn't too impressed personally as a Spider-Man fan. Of course, I always want that Sam Raimi Sam Raimi drama, that you get in those old movies, where it's just heart-wrenching experience, a gut-wrenching experience. And I remember Aunt May in the old Spider-Man films, and just like her dialogue, I believe there's a hero in all of us, and it's just like those moments, like with great power comes great responsibility. With the scene with Tobey Maguire, oh my God, like that stuff was great, and you don't get that with Tom Holland Spider-Man films. You don't. They're generic and they're cash grabs. So hopefully, Spider-Man: No Way Home is not the same thing, and we actually get a Spider-Man film that is more in line with, let's say, Infinity War, Endgame, and the Sam Raimi Spider-Man 2 era. Like, let's say, hopefully there's a mix of that instead of another generic Tom Holland Spider-Man film that I do not care about because the characters are awful, the story's awful, and nothing makes sense. Everyone has a right to their opinion, of course. That's just how I perceive Tom Holland Spider-Man films. And I just felt like Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire they brought more to the table. But let's see where this goes. I'm clicking on the trailer and it says Tom Holland, Benedict Cumberbatch, so it's cool that Benedict Cumberbatch is in this movie, and you have to have Doctor Strange in this movie because you're setting up the multiverse. So, and maybe with like everything that's been online, maybe not all of it's true. So maybe we won't see Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man and Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man until the very end of the movie. And it might set up for a fourth Spider-Man movie that's going to be in the multiverse. I mean, they're going to want to milk this, so I'm just trying to not overhype it because all I want to see is Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield. Those are my favorite Spider-Mans, I'm sorry. But I'm excited. Thank you, Marvel, for listening to fans, and oh my God, this is very exciting. So I'm going to play it now. Thank you guys for listening to my review and opinion. Oh, and one more thing. Green Goblin in the original films, William Dafoe, incredible. I'm excited that they're going to be back as well. Now, if this trailer is nothing that I'm talking about, then all that stuff was pure rumors and I feel like an idiot. So hopefully that, like, all that was not false information. Hopefully there's a lot of truth in there. So here we go. Let's play it. 3, 2, 1. All right.
Oh, look at this. This is a good one. Some suggest that Parker's powers include the male spider's ability to hypnotize females.
Stop, come on.
Yes, my spider lord.
Can we just sit up here all day? It is so crazy down there.
So Peter and Mary Jane hanging out.
That's right, folks. Spider-Man is in fact Peter Parker.
Yay!
Listen, I did not
JoJo
kill
Jameson.
Mysterio. The drones did. The drones that are yours.
Does any part of you feel relieved about all this?
What do you mean?
Now that everybody knows, you don't really have to hide or lie to people.
For the record, I never wanted to lie to you.
Wait, so people know his identity? No.
Now everybody knows.
No.
But this isn't about me. This is hurting a lot of people. I've just been thinking about how to fix all of this.
So, Peter,
People know who Spider-Man
I'm
is?
sorry to bother you, sir.
please, we saved half the universe
Oh,
together.
yay.
I think we're beyond you calling me sir.
Okay, Steven.
I like the snow.
That feels weird, but I'll allow it.
When Mysterio revealed my identity, my
Ooh,
entire
black
life got
suit?
screwed up. I was wondering if maybe you could make it so that he never did.
Strange.
Don't cast that spell. It's too dangerous. Fine,
Oh,
I won't.
oh man.
The
Oh my
entire
God.
world is about to forget that Peter Parker is Spider-Man.
Wait, everyone? Can't some people still know?
That's not how the spell works.
So MJ's
Yeah.
gonna forget about everything we've ever been through?
Stop tampering with the spell.
Oh my God, Ned, he's my best friend. Oh, my Aunt May should really stop talking.
Peter. He's helping you. Oh man. Alright. Things are gonna get crazy. This Christmas.
We
Oh my
tap into the
god.
stability of space-time.
I thought it was November.
Multiverse is a concept about which we know frighteningly little. The problem is you trying to live two different lives. The longer you do it, the more dangerous it becomes.
Green Goblin.
Be careful what you wish for, Parker.
Dr. Octopus.
Hello, Peter.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Alright, we didn't get to see Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield, but I think the old Dr. Octopus in there and Green Goblin, I think that says enough that we're gonna get all that stuff. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god, this is like the most exciting, well, aside from the Snyder cut, like, this is really exciting. Oh my god. Like, I'm a huge Spider-Man fan, so, oh my god, the fact they're doing this, oh my god. Oh man. They don't list Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield, but I think that's probably, they don't want to reveal that yet, I guess. I'm sorry, reading the comments for a second. All right, that looks incredible. That looks like that looks like Tom Holland's best Spider-Man film so far. I'm so proud of Marvel after watching the main one, which was Scarlet Witch, the Wanda show. I mean, WandaVision. I mean, I have no worries of what they're going to do. As long as MCU is involved with Sony. It's never good when Sony works outside of the MCU. When they work together, that's usually when they create something like Civil War. You know, wow. That is incredible. We got glimpses, a sneak peek of Green Goblin just enough. I do believe we heard William Dafoe's voice. And we literally saw Dr. Octopus. We saw the original guy that was in Spider-Man 2, and he was the best villain of the Sam Raimi Spider-Man films. He was brilliant. And that ending, I will not die a monster, like, oh my god, like, oh, I just, like, the fact they're bringing him back, like, this is going to be so good. So, I'm geeking out as a Spider-Man fan. I haven't been this excited as a Spider-Man fan in a long time, and I am pumped for this movie. I am pumped for this movie. I'm ready to go. So, that's my video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I don't know what to say, but at the same time, they didn't show, like, a lot, you know what I mean? So, I'm not, like, numb, but them just showing Dr. Octopus, the original, is, wow, intense. That's when you know we're going to get the original Spider-Man. We're going to get Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man. There's no way they're going to, yeah. Even if they're in it at the very end, which that's my guess is what this is going to be, because they're going to want to continue this storyline and make this, I guess, a two-parter in a way, or this could be a brand new, like a trilogy, like a multiverse trilogy. So maybe that counts Spider-Man No Way Home, the Doctor Strange movie we're getting, and then another Spider-Man movie. Maybe like all three of those are like a trilogy of itself. So maybe we don't see Tobey Maguire Spider-Man and Andrew Garfield until the very end of the film, and that sets up another movie. We could also not get them until way later on in the film, and also, of course, Sony and Marvel could just be hiding this from us, you know, all of those scenes, and throwing us off. In fact, this was not shown at Comic-Con, right? And bunch of things. So tell me what you guys think. I'm pumped. And I'm more of a DC fan than a Marvel fan, but I've always been a huge Spider-Man fan. Spider-Man and Hulk. And I always liked Iron Man. I always loved Iron Man. I'm sorry, I have a thing for Iron Man. He's just such a great character. To me personally, I enjoy. I think because Tony's character is so human, and like they go into his anxiety in Iron Man 3, you know, and like that he's a person. He's a real person that has these feelings and emotions about the things he goes through, and that's just like that's a character, you know, that's a superhero, that's a great character arc. And not many other superheroes that we got in these movies have moments like that where they're like I had nightmares. And I think because of Robert Downey Jr.'s acting as well is why all that pulled off and worked. um, but Spider-Man is kind of my number one in terms of Marvel, and then Hulk would be up there too. Um, but and of course, plenty of other Marvel characters. But it's just Spider-Man is always been. I've always been drawn to Spider-Man's character, and because I love his villains. To me, Spider-Man is like Batman for Marvel because Batman has the best villains and Spider-Man has the best villains. In terms of Marvel, Spider-Man has the best villains. DC, Batman has the best villains. So it's almost also I love Batman and Spider-Man not just for their characters, but also the worlds they live in and the characters that they deal with. So like the love interests and the villains, to me they have the best of that of all the other superheroes that exist. Not to say that other superheroes have bad love interest or villains. It's just those are the strongest for me. Like Green Goblin, Doctor Octopus, Venom, Carnage. That's Spider-Man's villains. Batman, he's got Two-Face, Joker, Bane, Scarecrow. Like it goes on and on. So Spider-Man is a very important character, especially for setting up villains. They want to do the Sinister Six thing, which would be off the wall. Don't know how they would pull it off, but after Suicide Squad, I think anything's possible. So that's my video, guys. Hope you enjoyed. This is me as a Spider-Man fan going crazy, and I'll talk to y'all very soon. All right, peace.